We are getting down now to the other topic in poem, which is in production. Okay, in production and operation management. So we are getting down to the topic called MPS. MPS, which is master, okay, master production, okay, master production schedule, okay. So we are going to look at what is called rough cut capacity planning. Okay, so rough cut capacity planning. So this is the planning, okay, where we compare the loading, so the loading of labor, hours with capacity in each week. So in each week, and for the total weeks, okay, and for the total weeks, in order to determine, if we have enough capacity to produce the MPS and make some changes or recommendations to the master schedule. So this is on what this rough capacity planning is all about. So we simply compare the loading of labor hours with capacity in each week and for the total weeks in order to determine if we have enough capacity to produce the MPS and make some changes or recommendations to the master schedule. So question 5 of the exam. Okay, so we can now look at this example, question 5 of the exam, January 2023 session exam, question 5. All right. So January 2023 exam, Jan 2023 exam. All right, so Jan 2023 exam. Question 5. So for this question, we are simply saying a company manufactures a line of computer printers on a produce to order basis. Produce to order simply means that they can only produce when there's an order. Okay? So produce to order means produce to order means that the firm can only produce if there is an order. Okay, so that's what it means. All right, so now getting down to this, we have the weeks from here. We have the weeks here, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so weekly production, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the product, we have week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this is okay. This is what we have. So these are weeks. Okay. So now we have this question. So a company manufactures a line of computer printers on a produce to order basis. Each printer requires an average of 30 labor hours, and manufacturing plant uses a backlog of orders to allow a labor capacity aggregate plan. This plan allows a weekly capacity of 9,000 labor hours. The company has prepared a 6-week MPS. So we have this production. So we can now simply say each printer requires an average 30 labor hours to be produced to be produced. So meaning in week 1 we have 200, we have 275 week 2, 275 week 3, 300 week 4, 360 week 5. So meaning that here loading, okay, so we have the loading hours. For the loading hours, you're going to say it is 30 by the production, so 30 by 200. Then the other one will be 30 by 275. Okay, and then the other one will be also 30 by 275. Then the other one will be 30 by 300. Then the other one also be 360, then by Z. And then our capacity, weekly capacity, we are simply saying it's 9,000. So 9,000, 9,000. Okay, we have also 9,000, 9,000. So meaning that we can find the total here. So our 9,000 by 5 is 45,000 total capacity. These are in hours. So the first week we have 30 times 200. So this is 6,000. So 30 by 275 is 8,250. Then you are getting the other one, 30 by 275 is 8,250. Then you have 9,000. Then 360 by 30 is 10,800. Then what we need to do is we need to find the total loading. Okay. So it's 42,300. This is about what we have concerning the total loading. And then the question here says compute the actual, okay? Compute the actual labor hours required at the plant in each week and for the total 5 weeks to produce the master schedule, which is the MPS, which is referred to as the load. Then compute the load to the labor capacity in each week and for the total weeks referred to as the rough cut planning. Now, does enough production capacity exist to produce the MPS? So from here, we are using the 30 labor hours and the printers, their weekly productions are given in the question. So we can find what goes on here. So now, for this one, our conclusion for A, so for A, we can simply say, yes, there is enough production. Okay, so there's enough production capacity, okay, to produce MPS because total capacity is 45,000 hours, all right? And to compared with the loading, that is the loading, that is the loading, that is the loading of 42,300 hours. But we have overloading. We have overloading of hours in week, state a week. So overloading of hours in week 8. Okay, overloading of hours in week 8, in week 5, so that is overloading of hours in week 5, overloading of hours in week 5, and underloading, okay, and underloading of hours in week 1, 2, and 3. All right, so this is about what this one is looking at. Then what changes in the MPS would you recommend? Okay, changes in the MPS is that since we're using a backlog, here, meaning that we need to get the hours from where we have the overload to where we have the underload, since we are using a backlog. Okay, so here, since the company is using a backlog of hours, then the overload hours of 1,800, then the overload, hours in week, overload hours, okay? So the overload hours, all right, in week, okay, in week 5, overload hours in week 5 of 10,800 minus 9,000, which is equal to 10,800 minus 9,000, which is 1,800 hours, should be taken, all of them, to week 1, should be taken to week 1. So that's what it means here. All right, since we're using backlog, all right, then the other thing that should be here is getting down to the other question. Explain the meaning of rough cut planning. So the rough cut capacity planning is the planning. So it's a planning that compares the loading, okay, loading of, so compares the loading, it compares the loading of labor hours with capacity by the loading of labor hours with capacity in each week. So in each week, and for the total weeks in each week, and for the total weeks, in order to determine if we have enough capacity. So you have enough capacity to produce the master shade. Okay, so produce a master schedule. So this is about what this rough cut capacity planning is all about. So it compares the loading of labor hours. Yes, compares the loading of labor hours with capacity in each week. And for the total weeks, not determine if you have enough capacity to produce the master schedule. So this is how this question was all about in an exam. Okay. So the most important thing is to make sure that we have time to go through and see what is going on here. All right. So this is on master production schedule. All right. So this is on the master production schedule. Okay, we can now get down to the other topic altogether, the last one for now, which is the aggregate planning. Okay, so under MPS, we have sorted out question number number 5. Okay, so this is on master production schedule.